Okay, take three. My God, take three. October 8th, Thursday afternoon. Eric Arnold attempting to bring you the Thursday NFL pick and his college weekend picks. Let's do it. Let's get her done. Recap what happened Monday night to keep the scoreboard current. Packers, nice easy winners there. Patriots, losers, I don't know. I was talking with Jeff Blue, my good friend Jeff Blue, not his real name, as to, the quarterback of the Patriots. Is it Brian Hoyer? I'm getting old, so, first names I think is something that old people struggle with. I don't know if Joe Biden knows that Donald Trump's first name's Donald. I think he probably just thinks he's Trump. And then he might call him, who knows what, Butch Trump or Bill Trump or something like that. But, is it Brian Hoyer? In my head, I call him Jed Hoyer. We'll call him Jed Hoyer because he was so bad, and if that's not his name, he deserves to be Jed Hoyer. That was bad. I mean, you forget how many timeouts you have. How many years have you been in the league? I mean, come on now. It was almost so bad I wanted to call it a weather vane game, just because the Patriots made mistakes that the Patriots don't make. Jumping off sides in crucial third down situations, letting balls slip through their fingers for pick six touchdowns. We're not ready to just yet throw over the Patriots, but boy, that was bad. So we'll see. We'll just have to see. All right, for the third time, let's go ahead now and double check that the camera's actually still running. For now it is. Look, I don't know how you do anything tonight other than take the Buccaneers and Tom Brady. I hate to say that. We are Nick Foles fans here in the barn. He's probably the only player in the NFL I would pay money to see. He's quarterbacking the Bears tonight, and we're rooting for the Bears. I don't think they're going to win. I mean, when last seen Foles and Brady matching up in the Super Bowl, and, Nick Foles has got his stone in his sling, and whoop, and boink, right off the Philistine's head, and down goes Brady. Down goes Brady. That was the end of Brady. And the Eagles win the Super Bowl, and God has saved us here in Philadelphia. The Eagles finally win a Super Bowl. And now we got to have a rematch. I mean, do you really want to have David in the rematch? I think I'd rather just go ahead and have Goliath. If the Russians are going to play the Americans again in 1981, do you really want the Americans and Herb Brooks? Or do you want those superstars Russians? I think I'd take the Russians. So, that's what I'm kind of thinking here. Evil will triumph over good once again. And Tom Brady will easily defeat the Bears tonight, much to the chagrin of my wife and myself, who will be sitting there rooting for the Bears. So, that's the way we see that. Another game tonight, Tulane, Houston, if you like college football. The smart money is on Houston, if that tells you anything. We're taking Tulane, if that tells you anything. Houston hasn't played yet. Tulane, when last seen, was destroying somebody. I forget who. They would have scored 60 points on them. We're getting a touchdown? I'll take Tulane. And then when Houston comes in easy, I'll say, well, why did that happen? But, we'll see. All right, the rest of the slate, which for the most part is on Saturday. That Louisville game there, that's on Friday. As we continue to check to see the camera's still running. But Louisville, Georgia Tech, totally different game than when they last played. Different coaches. Louisville had Petrino. He had quit. It was a bad team because Petrino had just given up. Georgia Tech, they were good because they had Paul Johnson still and his triple option attack. And now we got two different coaches. You got Satterfield, the guy that built Appy State, Georgia Tech is Collins. He's from Temple, long line of Temple guys. I don't know. I like Satterfield better than Georgia Tech when last season was getting crushed by Syracuse, and Syracuse isn't that good. Louisville, they lost to Miami, but no, Miami's pretty good. We like Louisville here. We're only laying 4.5. I don't think that's that hateful. I like Louisville, lay the points. This is a big game here. Virginia Tech, North Carolina, the two best teams in the ACC, probably not named Clemson or Miami. Virginia Tech getting their quarterback back. They've been doing some pretty good business without their starting quarterback. Now they're getting their starting quarterback back. And we're getting points. I don't know if Carolina's that good. I don't know if they're that good. We'll take Virginia Tech. Florida, Texas A&M, the third time I've talked about this game. I still don't know why I took Florida. I still haven't come up with the rationale. I think they're just better. They're just better than Texas A&M. Just better, Florida only lost twice last year to Georgia and LSU, elite teams, and it just feels like a 38-31 Florida win, which will be just enough for us. We're going to continue to try to beat Monroe here, which I do think is the worst 1A team. Liberty, coached by Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze, one of these guys that's been banished by polite society, too much dirt under his fingernails, if you will. So now he's working the mean streets of the mid-major minor league conferences, trying to get back into polite society. But we don't mind any of that, We're big Urban Meyer fans here in the barn. You cover spreads. We don't care how many skeletons are in your closet. So, Hugh Freeze covers spreads. So we expect Liberty to just pound these guys. And that's where we're going to play. That's one of our top plays. Rematch of the Civil War, Army, Citadel, West Point, the Citadel. We'll take Army, 2 stars there. We're thinking they're just better than Citadel. They obviously run the same schemes. It'll be a triple option matchup. I don't love that game, but we'll take Army. Georgia, we like them pretty, 1 star. I don't get that. But just my feel as to Tennessee is in the what I've called the we're back conference. We're starting our new conference. It's everything's all screwed up this year. We're going to make up our new conference. We're putting Tennessee, Michigan, Texas, Miami in the we're back conference. Because they think they're back. They're good again. And of course, they're probably not. Tennessee, I think, is getting better, but I think it's a little soon to think you're going to go down between the hedges and get that one. So we'll take Georgia. I need to rig up a mirror or something here so I don't keep sticking my head back there to figure out the damn video keeps running. Iowa State coming off a big victory at Oklahoma. They're up against Texas Tech. We're just going to keep playing Iowa State. Why not? This could be their magical year. Usually what happens is Iowa State will step on their dick at some point. This team's never won the Big 8 or the Big 12 or whatever it's called. So this is their chance maybe this year to do something. They're 2-0. They've already beaten Oklahoma. You've got your chance. So don't screw up. Keep it going. Texas State, we just think they're, better. Not better, but, they kept the SMU close. They kept BC close. What's Troy done? Other, get trashed by BYU. So I don't see that big of a difference between the two teams. We'll take the points. Here's the aforementioned BYU, and they're becoming quite the betting darling. They're their spreads are just blowing out now. Yeah, 34.5 points. I mean, you're getting upwards of Ohio State, Alabama numbers now. You know, that's a big number. But, you know, I mean, Texas, San Antonio, you know, this is really a carbon copy of the last two games. You got a bunch of Southern kids that have never seen a mountain and have never breathed thin air. Now they're going up there to play BYU, who can really score some points. Well, let's just dance with who promised. Stick with BYU, 2 stars. Oh, we got Pitt. I hate Pitt. God damn. But I hate BC too. So I think the idea is that the two teams are similar. Pitt has a crummy offense. BC has a crummy offense. Pitt's offense is slightly less crummy than BC's offense. Pitt's defense is better than BC's defense. That's the thinking. I think it's going to help Pitt to get out of Pittsburgh. They've been there 6 weeks now. I think they've played 4 straight home games. Yeah, I think they're going to help them to they haven't played, you know, they're just coming off that bad loss to North Carolina State. So I think this will reset them a little bit, and they're going to go into BC and win that game. Okay, before I go into this spiel, let's make sure the camera's still running. All right. Now this is a crown. I know it looks like a flame, but it's a crown because to be the man, you got to beat the man, right? So coming into the season, LSU was the man. They had the belt. They had the world championship title, which they won by destroying Clemson in the championship game last year. So opening game, Mississippi State beats them, you know, in LSU to take the title. It's like, holy cow. I mean, Mississippi State, are these guys, you know, is this, you know, John Cena? Are these guys Hulk Hogan? They just won the belt. Well, then they turn around the next week and drop the belt. It's like, oh, okay, so you guys are, Mississippi State's like Ronnie Garvin from the, you know, mid to late 80s. He beats Ric Flair and immediately drops the belt back to Flair like 2 months later. So Ronnie Garvin drops the belt then last week to Arkansas. So he didn't even drop the belt to Ric Flair. He you know, losing to Arkansas. I mean, you just dropped the belt to George South. What are you doing? So now George South, who I looked this up, is actually still active. He's like 70 years old. He's a manager, like booker, you know, occasional wrestler. He's 70. It's like, Jesus Christ, God. I mean, when you're a wrestling lifer, you're a wrestling lifer. George South has the belt now, and here comes Auburn. And yeah, Auburn's going to take the belt off of George South. George South isn't going to hold the belt long. I don't know who we're going to call Auburn yet. I was kind of thinking they'll be Magnum TA maybe. But we're getting 2 stars there. They the 13 and a half. They get the belt now. Then Auburn will have the belt. Kansas State, TCU. We like Kansas State. That's kind of one of our teams. Why is Kansas State 8.5 points worse than TCU? Because TCU beat Texas? You know, Kansas State beat Oklahoma. I don't get that 8.5. We'll take the 2 stars. We'll take Kansas State on the road. I don't like betting against Butch Davis. But Middle Tennessee State, that's what we're going to do there. I don't have a whole lot of rationale. I think because Florida International simply hasn't played. This is another one of these deals where, thank you, COVID. You know, they had 1 game, now they've been off for 3 weeks. This is a top play. We kind of think Alabama. We like them in conference on the road. I think that's a spot where Saban just says, all right, this is a business trip. And anybody that isn't on the bus here to do business, you may not be on the bus next week. So, you know, pay attention. And I think he's going to go out and really try to grease Lane Kiffin. wasn't sure Nick Saban ever really liked Lane Kiffin when those two worked together. And Saban has some ridiculous record against his ex-assistants. So I think he's going to go out with an edge and really try to put it to Ole Miss and really pound them. That's a feel. It's more than a feel. We got that as a top play. Somebody's let Temple onto the playing field. I mean, this is their first game. I thought they were in that batch of teams that were like, we're afraid. I don't think we can play. We're just going to cancel everything. I mean, this reminds me of like the little kid on the playground, and he's watching and he's so shy and he don't want to play because he's half afraid of getting hurt. And his mom's there pushing him. Come on, Billy, you can get in there. Go on. Those big boys won't hurt you. Come on. And then, of course, as soon as a kid does get in there and play, he immediately gets hurt. You know, bam! Get hit right in the face with a ball or something. So hopefully that won't help in the Temple because we got them for 2 stars to beat a not good Navy team. I don't know whether East Carolina or South Florida. I got no comment on that game. That's a model game. No idea. Well, we do like this one. Mississippi State, Kentucky. We like Mississippi State. You know, which team are we going to get? I don't know. That seems like an easy sales pitch for Mike Leach. You know, he beats LSU. Huge upset. I mean, probably one of the top wins in Mississippi State history. Then he goes out and drops the belt to Georgia South and Arkansas. What? You know, if I'm Leach, I'm in that locker room saying, now look, guys, you know, we beat LSU. How'd that feel? And we lost to Arkansas. How'd that feel? Now, which way do you want to feel this week? You know, I think that's a no-brainer. So I think they're going to go up there, and you're going to get good Mississippi State. We're not a big fan of that Stoops Kentucky team. I think Mississippi State's going to get it done. Clemson Miami. You know, again, this is a feel. We have a feel here that Clemson needs to. We've been waiting for Clemson to wipe somebody out, and they just don't do it. Now they're playing a pretty good Miami team. I mean, they need to kick somebody's ass. Somebody's ass needs to get kicked here. You know, or Clemson runs the danger of having the committee do something silly, like leaving undefeated Clemson out because they haven't beaten anybody, and the teams they have beaten haven't been that exciting. You know, so to prevent that, they need to grease somebody. This would be a spot where they could beat a pretty good opponent and get a lot of brownie points for greasing somebody. So we kind of like Clemson there. And Louisiana Tech, you know, they're coming off a bad loss up at BYU. I think that's a good reset spot for them now going up against the not great UTEP team. We'll take Louisiana Tech. And then Notre Dame, you know, Florida State right now, they're just a mess. They're just a total mess. And I don't know what else to do there except, you know, take Notre Dame. You know, that's not hateful, less than 3 touchdowns. They get that running game going. They can make you look bad fast. So we'll take Notre Dame. So that's what we got. Let's hope this video comes out this time. God, I don't think I got the guts to cut it the 4th time. You know, I want to go. I want to get off my feet. I'm old. So that's what we got for you. We appreciate everybody's loyalty, and you know, we're hoping that we're giving you some winners this week, and if not that, that maybe we entertained you just that much. And if we didn't do that, you know, anyway, yeah, let's feel good this weekend. I didn't feel real good last weekend. I'm feeling okay today, although if I gotta cut this video a 4th time, that good feeling is going to start to become grumpy feeling, and I don't want to feel grumpy. I'm rooting for Nick Foles, goddammit. Let's go Bears. Nick Foles. Let's go Foles. That's what we want. All right, very good. Good afternoon. Good luck. Good gambling. Pray to Christ this thing printed. Okay, it did.